Hey guys, Sophia here with Turquoise Toffee, and I'm back with another video. Today we're talking about the 2023 IFBB Pro League Vancouver Pro Bikini Fitness Figure and Masters Bikini results. This was an amazing show. There were a few top 5 Olympian athletes, just so incredible to see such high caliber athletes, and all the top 5s were amazing. I've got more recaps still coming your way. I've fallen a bit behind, but I'm catching up, so make sure you subscribe. Okay, so in terms of Olympia, last year's top 3 are automatically qualified, and then each winner of each division in the qualification period gets to go to this year's Olympia. So there's no more tiered system. There's no points for 2nd through 5th. It is just the winner, which is so stressful, but also so exciting. Okay, so let's begin with pro fitness. In first place was Sarah, second Michelle, third Stephanie, fourth Jessica, and fifth Noemi. And if you look a little more closely at the scorecard, you'll see that it was Michelle who placed first in the physique round, and Sarah got first in the routine. And because the routine is worth more points, it's 2/3 of the score, that was enough to bump her up to first place. So exciting. Fitness is always the most thrilling of the divisions. Okay, so here's Noemi in 5th place, and I think she looks awesome. Her ab definition is amazing. I love the fullness and roundness in her quads, but also the amount of definition that she has. You can see she's got great lines. The detail by her kneecap is really good. She's posing really nicely to show off that nice lat, good width up at the top of her torso, nice small waist, and just a beautiful curve to her glute and legs. I think she looks really good overall. I would probably relax this arm a little bit. I think if it was a little bit lower, closer to her glute, it might have more of a rounding effect on this delt. But I think her back delt looks really beautifully rounded. Her suit looks great. Overall, fitness is tricky. The girls are starting to get really big and muscular, and she might have to put on a little more size to compete with that, but I still think in her frame she looks beautiful, and it was a really good 5th place for her. And here's a look at her routine. I loved her sailor getup. Very cute. Okay, next is Jessica in 4th place. So definitely a little bit more size on Jessica. She also has some crazy good ab definition. I think her abs are like the most symmetrical, perfect abs you've ever seen. They look like they're drawn on. That is so cool. She's got a great amount of size in her legs. So the glute looks really full and round. The quad is nice and large as well. She's got a good sweep. I like that you see the sweep on the back leg. Good definition with this line coming down the side of her hip. And I think it really does a good job of showing off the curve to her hamstrings. I think also she could relax this arm a little bit so that the delt has a bit more curve. Like right now it's almost flattening out on the top, but you can see that back delt looks really beautifully rounded, and she's got a nice amount of size in her arms. Her biceps, her triceps, really, really good. So she's doing a great job of showing off the nice curves of her back. Maybe she could have a little bit more size in the top of her glute up here, just to have a bit more of that curvy roundness. But overall, I'm super impressed with her size. The conditioning looks good. Suit is beautiful, and I think it was a really good place for her. And there's a quick look at her routine outfit. Love it. All right, here's Stephanie in 3rd place. Holy smokes. Stephanie looks insane. Her size is crazy. The first thing I noticed are the delts. Absolutely gorgeous shape. Beautiful, round. I think she's posing really well, so you see that nice curve. Her arms look amazing. She's got great balance within the muscles in her arms and the muscles in her delts. Like, she is very muscular. You also notice her lats. She's got a good amount of size in her whole torso. Very nice trim waist. The oblique looks super chiseled and gorgeous detail coming through. I think she's got really, really good conditioning. You've got the quad detail here by the kneecap. You're seeing a nice line separating out the hamstring. I'm loving all of this detail in her hip. She just looks wicked. Super vascular. I don't know how you control that. It's definitely a lot of lines coming through in her midsection, but little vascularity kind of everywhere. She's definitely lean, but still, she looks really incredible. I love her hair. It looks soft. It looks flowy. She's got beautiful jewels that complement the suit. The suit fits her really well. I like how high the straps come up on the side. You can see she's even got her nail polish to coordinate. Like, just overall, head to toe, she looks really great. Super buff, really cut. And there's a look at her routine. Awesome color. Very bright and eye-catching. All right, so here's Michelle in second place. You'll remember her from getting 5th at the Olympia. She looks awesome as usual. Beautiful size to her legs and her glute. Fabulous amount of definition. You've got that groove coming through. You've got a nice curve and outline to the quad. She's got a gorgeous sweep, so you have a lot of that muscle. Just the shape looks beautiful on both her legs. She's posing really nicely here too. I think having that little bit of a bend in the knee really gives you a nice look at the quad. She also has amazing abs, very nice flat midsection with good definition of that detail, and her arms are crazy good. Big delts, big arms. She looks strong. She looks fit. She looks athletic. Her skin looks buttery smooth. Just absolutely gorgeous. The suit is glorious. It's a great, bold, bright color, super eye-catching. And I love that she keeps her hair up and way off her shoulders so you can see those amazing delts. So I think this was a really good look for her. Remember, she got first place in the physique round, and you can see why. She looks amazing. And there's a look at her routine. And now in first place, Sarah. So Sarah did incredibly well at the Olympia, and she is running with that incredible feeling. And man, does she ever look good. Compare her delts from this show to Olympia. Wow. Massive increase in size, beautiful curves. She's really showing off that beautiful shape, but I am so impressed at the gains she's made in her shoulders. Her arms in general look really good, but the shoulders are super eye-catching. I love how she's posing. Her hand is a little higher up by her belly button, so it's really highlighting the curve of her delt and drawing your eye up to her upper body, compared to here where her hand was a little lower and you didn't quite notice that fullness and size. So her posing is just a tiny bit different. The size is definitely different. I'm noticing her lat. I'm noticing that beautiful definition in her oblique. I think her waist looked smaller at the Olympia, but I am loving the V that she's got and just that amount of muscle. She still looks super trim and tiny, don't get me wrong. She's got a very nice small waist. Glute, beautiful shape, nice big full round legs. She doesn't have the most detail coming through of this top 5, but she has enough. So you're seeing that nice curve down by the kneecap. You can see she's got some good definition coming through on the hamstrings. Her calves look awesome, like purely outlined, like you could grab them, right? She just looks so good. I'm super impressed. I think she's made a lot of progress, and what a great win. And there's a look at her routine. Okay, so here's the side by side. Wow. Okay, so I think you can see what I mean. Noemi could definitely put on a little bit more size to be compared to this lineup of ladies. She could have a bit more lat to have a more prominent V-taper. I definitely noticed Stephanie's conditioning. I think she has the most detail coming through on her legs. Her delts look awesome. Jessica, I notice her abs. Her midsection looks really nice and smooth. She's got great definition. Michelle, it's those shoulders and the lats. I think her V-taper is really easy to see. with a really nice amount of leg as well. So she's got good definition, good shape, and it's a nice balance to the top. I think Jessica could have had a bit more definition coming through on the quads to be more comparable. And then Sarah, wow, she looks super buff, really, really muscular, but I think a bit more conditioning to show off some of those nice long lines in the legs would have been amazing. And then from behind, definitely beautiful back shots of everybody. Stephanie, I'm impressed by the size in her glutes. Michelle, that V-taper looks really good, and I think it's because of how tiny her waist is and just how 3D and full the muscles in her back look. Sarah's got a really nice shape. That V is very easy to see, but you don't quite see the curves and the fullness, for example, in the delts like you see with Michelle. Jessica, I think, looks really good as well. Some nice definition coming through on her hamstrings. And even Noemi is got some beautiful shape to her legs, but definitely could use a bit more size up top. And Stephanie, wow, those delts, poppin'. So in terms of Olympia, there she is. Sarah is qualified. Okay, moving on to pro figure. In first place, Gina. Second, Autumn. Third, Delilah. Fourth, Peyton. And fifth, Paige. And when you look at the scorecard, it was pretty close between fourth and fifth. But man, a good win for Gina. So here's Paige in fifth place. I love her shoulders. They are so beautifully rounded. She's got a great shape. It looks really nice with her lats. I think she's got a very nice V-taper. Beautiful definition in her abs, great lines coming through, and she's got some nice legs too. I think the detail looks really good, very sharp, easy to see, separation in those quads, and she's posing very beautifully. She looks relaxed, she looks full, she looks pumped up. It's a great suit. She looks beautiful. I really think she looks good. However, I think in terms of size, she could definitely have a little bit more lat. I think that would be even, to really match with those delts. And she could even have a little bit more sweep to the quads. Perhaps even just by turning out the toes, that might do it and just show a little bit more of that size on the sides. But overall, I think this was a great place for her. Okay, next in fourth place is Peyton. She looks beautiful. I've actually seen her compete as an amateur, and I was very impressed with her tiny midsection, and she does not fail in that department at all. Extremely smooth, flat stomach, a great V-taper, really, really exceptional overall silhouette. And she had just won her pro card the day before, and this was her pro debut. So super impressive. I think she's got great detail coming through on her shoulders. The V-taper, like I said, looks really good with that tiny, narrow waist. I do like the size in her legs, but I feel like she could have a little bit more sharpness to the definition. You know, you see some good lines, but some of the other girls, the top three, you're seeing it even more clearly. So she's got that nice full look, but I want to see more of that shred. I also think she has to be careful that she doesn't have too much rib. I want to see a little bit more ab definition and less rib. But still, I'm very impressed with this overall silhouette. I think she looks really beautiful. The makeup is nice, the lipstick, the color of the suit, the fit of the suit. Very, very good and very impressive for a pro debut. Okay, next in third place is Delilah. I saw Delilah live at the Toronto show. I was very impressed with her there. She's got great size. Her legs are amazing. That's what I mean about a little bit more of that sharpness, a bit more detail coming through on the legs. She's got a nice size. She's got good lines, good curves. Nice detail in the abs coming through, not too much rib, but you do see that good six-pack definition, and the lats are beautiful, really nicely curved. From a symmetry perspective, I'm noticing it in both photos that this shoulder seems a little bit higher and more rounded than this one. So maybe that's something she could work on with posing, just to get the arms a little bit more level or closer to the body. I don't know. I don't know what she's got to do, but just to make the eye see the shoulders a little bit more symmetrical. But in terms of balance, I think she's got a really good amount of upper body to lower body muscle. So you've got that nice width, narrowing in of the waist, and beautiful legs. I think the suit is gorgeous. It's a great color. It's very striking against her skin. I like this wave in her hair with the highlights. It's very pretty. Maybe she could do a little bit more of a bolder lip, maybe, if she wanted to, but overall, fabulous. Okay, next in second place, Autumn. Holy smokes, definition is incredible. Those lines in her legs go from knee all the way up to the connector of her suit, like the hip. Holy Dinah, like, wow. Great detail. You've got a little bit of the feathering. You've got the lines in the adductors. You've got curves to the quads. I think her conditioning, her legs look insane. Her abs also look incredible. They're smooth, they're flat, they're super toned, and nice lines, very clear and visible. And the shape of her upper body looks beautiful. I love the delts. I love that you can see the line kind of separating and pulling the whole delt out. It looks so good. She's got nice balance in the arms, and her lats look beautiful as well. I just think she's stunning. The hair is perfect. I love that she does a center part. I think that helps with symmetry, just to keep everything right down the middle. Her suit fits beautifully. Her posing is perfect. The shoulders look nice and level. The hands are exactly where they need to be to show off the lats, show off the V-taper. I think she did an awesome job. Okay, and now first place, Gina. Wow. So Gina to me looks really muscular, particularly her upper body, just so full in the lat and so full in the shoulder that just this V shape is dense and it's full, and she's round and she's curvy, and yet she's still super hard, and she looks like she's gonna burst through her skin. Really great conditioning. You've got awesome ab definition. You've got a lot of detail in her legs. And I don't know whether it's the angle of the photographer. We're at a little bit less of a straight on than we're seeing at these other two shows. But I really like that the space in between her legs is a little bit less than typical. So it just makes her legs look so full, so big, so round, and just insanely muscular. I think this was a great win for her. So here are the ladies side by side. You definitely notice the legs on Gina. I noticed the detail and the conditioning on Autumn, her legs in particular, but also her abs. Paige, I noticed those shoulders. They really stick out and have beautiful roundness and fullness above her clavicle. Looks awesome. Delilah, that detail down by her kneecaps looks awesome, really good. And Peyton, I noticed that tiny waist and just her overall silhouette. I think she's got a great shape. Everybody looks really good, but Gina to me looks so muscular, so strong. She doesn't have the smallest waist, but she's got the biggest amount of muscle, just dense, full, and great conditioning. And then from behind, oh wow, everybody again looks amazing. Gina, I really notice this 3D quality of the muscles in her back and just how full and pumped up her shoulders are. Autumn beside her doesn't quite have that same height to her delts in the back. I also really noticed that curve and fullness to the glutes on Gina. She's got a really good size, great shape, some crazy definition even in the back of her thighs. Everybody looks great, but to me, Gina just had that amazing extra special quality with all of that muscle density. And when you look at the list of Olympia qualified athletes, there she is. Okay, moving on to Pro Bikini. In first place, Ashley. Second, Maxine. Third, Tiana. Fourth, Nikki. And fifth, Rhoda. And again, when you look at the scores, it was pretty close between fifth and fourth, but definitely a clear win for Ashley. Okay, so here's Rhoda in fifth place. She looks beautiful. I love everything about all of her style. The blue suit is beautiful. The jewels, she's got some gorgeous, her bracelets caught my eye. They're thick. They're just beautifully matched to her earrings. I think her makeup looks lovely. Everything about the way she's standing, her posing, she looks natural. She has a softness about her conditioning. So you've got like a sharp line in her oblique, but you don't have crazy detail in the abs. And you've got beautiful curves in her arms, but her delts aren't like striated or anything wild. You've got this beautiful curve to her back, a nice full and round glute, nice definition coming through on her quad, but still gorgeous curves, and she looks beautiful. One thing that I might try or might suggest would be to come up a little bit more on the toe to bring the heel a little higher. I think that would show off her quad sweep even more. She's got great size in her legs. You can see she's got beautiful hamstrings. I think she looks beautiful. Okay, next in fourth place is Nikki. She looks stunning. I saw her at the Toronto Pro and she really caught my eye there. She has a beautiful posing routine, very comfortable and confident on stage. She flows across the floor. She's very, very beautiful. Tiny waist. Oh my gosh. Such a smooth, teeny tiny midsection. She's got these crazy chiseled obliques and just the flattest tummy you've ever seen. So, wow. She poses very sideways. So her knee is sideways. Her feet are pointing to the side. The belly button is to the side. And I think that does a really good job of showing off just how tiny her waist is. And it makes her glutes look really good. I love this definition, that line outlining the curve of her glute on the side. I think she could maybe try twisting the front a little bit more. So leave all of this from here below, leave it as is, but I would try to twist the shoulders a little bit more towards the front, get this shoulder to come a little bit more out and just show off a little bit more of that size and shape of her upper body, the shoulders, the lats. I think that would really look beautiful, but as I said, she's got this gorgeous presence, beautiful suit, very bright in person, very eye-catching, great makeup, gorgeous skin, and I love this groove in her glute. A fabulous fourth place. Okay, next is Tiana in third. She looks lovely. She looks super easygoing. This is a relaxed, it's not an overly exaggerated pose. You see beautiful curves in her shoulders. She's got a nice S shape to her back and nice fullness and roundness in the glutes. I think her quads have great definition. You've got a little bit more detail coming through in the front, and you've got this line down the side with some curvy hamstring. She's pointing her knee towards almost the back corner of the stage. I wouldn't mind seeing her with it a little bit more just straight to the side. I think we'd get a better view of the sweep of her quad that way. But I think she's got beautiful definition, a gorgeous shape, and she just looks soft and pretty, natural, gorgeous hair, beautiful makeup. A really nice third place for her. All right, next and second is Maxine. Gorgeous. So I also saw Maxine in person at the Toronto show, and she has an absolutely stunning hourglass. Extremely small waist, really wide shoulders, beautiful large glutes. And I think you can see that very clearly in the photos. She's got that triangular shape where you've got the width and then the tiny waist. And it really does a great job with the way she poses, the way she holds herself. You just see that hourglass so clearly. I think her blue suit looks beautiful. I like her hair. It almost looks a little darker, like she maybe got rid of the highlights. Can't tell for sure, but it looks beautiful either way. I think her conditioning looks great. You've got that nice line outlining the quad, a little bit of detail coming through in the back leg. Her abs look awesome. She's got some gorgeous detail in her serratus muscle. She just looks really good. Her posing is lovely. I really like how she holds this leg at this show. I think she's got a little bit of a rotation, and it's very pretty, very flattering to the quad, to the hamstring. And to me, her leg and her glute look super full and round here. Like the quad looks even bigger and rounder and fuller than it did at Toronto. Whether that's just a tiny tweak to the way she's posing or the angle of the photographer, I don't know. She just looks amazing. Great shape, great conditioning, gorgeous. And now in first place for win number 41, Ashley. Oh gosh, she's so beautiful. She's so consistent. You know, when Ashley's showing up, she's bringing everything. And she brought the green suit, absolutely beautiful. Great delts. I think every show you notice the delts even more. The definition, that beautiful line she gets at the bottom, the curve, the fullness. It's just stunning. She also has a beautiful hourglass shape. She's got a great amount of detail in her abs. I'm going to show a closer up picture in a second. She always has this great balance between having ripped, hard, super detailed abs, but still having softness and curves to the rest of her body. And you cannot help but notice that hamstring. In this photo in particular, I think her hamstrings look amazing, right? Compare that to some of the other photos. Nuh-uh. This was the show of the hamstring for Ashley. I think she looks gorgeous. So here she is a little bit more zoomed in. The hair, the makeup, the tan, everything looks stunning. She looks super vascular. That's something I noticed. So she's definitely conditioned, posing beautifully. Her glute looks amazing. She's got the most awesome shape at the bottom of the glute where her glute connects to the hamstring, and nice detail coming through on her back leg too. So overall, a beautiful, beautiful first place. And here's everybody side by side. I really like seeing Maxine next to Ashley. I think you can definitely see that hourglass shape very clearly with the width on top, the tiny waist. Beautiful posing from everybody. I love the way Maxine is holding her foot. Her leg looks really lovely. I like that detail here. I think Rhoda, you definitely notice the delts. Tiana, I'm noticing her obliques. I'm noticing that line in her quad. And Nikki, definitely I noticed the glute and I notice her tiny, tiny waist. But maybe you see what I mean, where she could be a little bit less sideways in the upper body and just show us a bit more of the chest, the clavicle, the shoulder area. And then from behind, absolutely gorgeous. Everybody has super sharp tie-ins, some really nice definition in the hamstrings. Tiana, I'm noticing for sure. I also noticed Tiana's delts. I think that looks really good. Rhoda, I think, has beautiful glutes. They're so long. The tie-ins just go for miles. But I do feel like she could have a little less hair. If it was a tiny bit more of that V shape, it would show off her teeny tiny waist a little bit better. Ashley, of course, great shape, nice tie-ins, super sharp, particularly on the inside, and just full all around with the glutes. It's beautiful. What a great top 5. In terms of Olympia, Ashley, of course, was already qualified. And now, finally, our Pro Masters bikini. In first place, Gina, second, Jill, and third, Christy. So here's Christy in third place. She looks awesome. I love her ab definition. I love the line coming down her leg. You get a great detail of the quad. She's posing in a way that really shows the fullness in her glute. She's got that beautiful groove here. I think her hair is stunning, very bright. The suit is just gorgeous. I do think, though, that she could have a little bit more size and roundness to the delts. just to really balance out with the glute. So a little bit more, even with the posing, I think she could relax the arm and just let us see some more of that size. But overall, beautiful third place. Okay, next is Jill in second. Holy, she looks muscular. I don't know that I've ever seen anyone with as much definition in their oblique as we are seeing here with Jill. That's incredible. And her delts look awesome. She looks really muscular, full, big, round muscles. Her hamstrings look beautifully curvy, great sweep to her quad. I'm super impressed. I think she's doing amazing. She's got a lot of size, and her presentation, the beautiful flowy soft hair with the beautiful curls, the red suit, her posing looks nice. I like that she's keeping her arms more straight down by her body. Her skin looks beautiful. She looks amazing top to bottom. I do think she could have a bit more glute, or perhaps she could try posing to really pop the hip out. I noticed it in the lineup that the other girls have a bit more of that exaggerated hourglass shape, where Jill's a little bit more up and down. But still, I think she looks amazing, super muscular, beautiful in the red, and I love the red lip. Okay, next in first place is Gina. So this is what I mean about that pop in the hip and really exaggerating the hourglass shape. She's just curvy from top to bottom. I noticed the curve of the glute. I noticed the curve of the hamstring, the calf. She's got a nice quad sweep to the top. Her legs look full. She's got a little bit of definition. The line is there, a little bit in the back leg. Nothing crazy, just some beautiful softness, beautiful fullness, but still lean. You've got detail in her oblique. You've got some vascularity in her arms, in her midsection. Her stomach is nice and flat, and she has some beautiful size to her delts. I think she needs to be careful that she's not leaning, that this shoulder should be a little higher. Try to get those shoulders level. It would just draw your eye a little bit more up if she could be open more in the chest, pull the clavicles more open. But still, I think she's got a great shape, beautiful suit, love the dark hair. She looks gorgeous. Okay, so here is everyone side by side. Wow. So Gina definitely is pulling off that hourglassy shape. I think both Gina and Christy, like I said, are doing a good job of really popping the hip and creating that curve. I'm noticing the shoulders on Gina more so than Christy. I think that's something that helped elevate her into first place. With Jill, my goodness, does she ever look very muscular next to these girls. Those obliques are crazy, but maybe just not quite as trim and teeny-weensy in the midsection as the others, and certainly not quite as hourglassy in the way that she's posing. From behind, gorgeous. Everybody has a really beautiful fullness in the legs. I'm noticing the inner thigh looks nice and curved on everyone. You've got some really good hamstring definition. Jill, I'm noticing the delts for sure. She looks really quite beautifully hourglass from behind. Gina, I think she almost looks a bit pinched. I think she could definitely relax a little bit, try to open up the delts and really show off the hourglass shape. And Christy, beautiful. Love her glutes. I love how sharply outlined they are, but definitely a little bit more fullness and size on the delts from behind. So I've got more recaps coming your way. It's been a busy couple weekends, so make sure you subscribe, give me a like if you like this video, comment your thoughts below, and come find me. I'm at turquoisetoffee.wordpress.com and of course on Instagram at turquoisetoffee.